The influence of early childhood attachment styles. Before getting into early childhood influences and the development of different attachment styles, I wanted to address what two factors can shape and govern our behavior as we develop. There's a debate that cultural differences result from two distinct possibilities, either from genetics or interactions with the environment, but perhaps they are a combination of both. According to the genetics view, people have a genetic predisposition to behave in certain ways. In other words, they have a preset list of behaviors based on their genetics that become accessible at the appropriate times. In contrast, while people may have similar genetic temperaments, their interactions with different environments lead to the acquisition of their culture through socialization. Different experiences lead them to develop certain beliefs and ways of behaving. Environmental influences. Human beings are brought into the world with similar potential but end up living completely different lives, based on the experiences they encounter and how they are brought up. All humans have been socialized into some kind of cultural environment that influences how they perceive and understand themselves and their worlds. The social life of genes. A study conducted by Gene Robinson on honeybees shows that genes are not the only answer to why they behave the way they do. Rather, their gene expression and DNA alter in response to environmental changes. The study took honeybees and placed them in a killer bee colony, and results showed that not only had the honeybees acted differently and adopted the more aggressive style of the killer bees, but their actual genes altered as if turned on with a switch. This suggests that we are born with genetic predispositions, but ultimately our environment determines which genes are used or expressed. Parental influence on early childhood. One key source of cultural practice that guides children's development is their interactions with their parents and the way parents structure their children's early lives. Human being infants are completely dependent on their caregivers for nurturing in their early life. Newborns are born with a set of innate behaviors such as smiling or vocalizations such as crying to communicate and facilitate their attachment to caregivers. Attachment styles. Attachment theory proposes that infants are biologically prepared to establish close attachments. Infants with secure attachment are confident and exploratory when in new environments and their mother is present. They seek their mother's presence when she is around and desire to be close to her when left alone. Infants with avoidant attachment show little distress with their mother's absence and avoid her when she returns. Infants with anxious ambivalent attachment show distress when their mother is either present or absent. They sometimes want to be near their mother, but after being near them, they will push them away. Despite differences in culture, it is a universal need to develop attachments to one's caregiver. There are variations in the attachment styles due to different child-caregiver relationships. Ultimately, many factors affect our development. Human beings are all born with genetic predispositions that later become shaped due to environmental and social experiences in early childhood. This leads to the formation of different attachment styles that later dictate how we grow up. Here are my references.